Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis. It is December 2nd, the last Xur before Season 19 comes on Tuesday. So let's see what he's got. He's hanging out on EDZ, up here on his little cliffside in Winding Cove. So let's see his inventory. For the weapon, we've got Cerberus +1. Pretty much the only thing I can tell you is if you don't own it, you should probably buy it once, so you add it to your collection so you don't have it randomly drop again while you're trying to get other stuff. But I just wish it was better. It just shoots erratic bullets from all barrels at the same time, and it just doesn't do much. So, yeah, Cerberus 1, only if you don't have it before, add it to your collection. Other than that, meh. For the hunters, you've got Wormhusk Crown. Dodging gives a small health bump and shield bump. This is one that every hunter should probably own. Basically, it's a survival thing. You guys dodge a lot anyway with mobility. 63 total stats, 14 in mobility, some recovery, even spread on your abilities. It's not spiky, but a 63 total, 14 in mobility, and this is kind of just based around your dodging for PvP and some PvE, probably just basically dodge gives you a little survivability. Every hunter should own one of these, so if you don't have it, 63 with decent mobility bump, it's a solid roll. One everybody could start off with, and then you could probably grind for better. But it's a pretty good roll on one hunt that hunters should definitely own. Titans. This is even more of one you should own. All shoulder charge abilities deal bonus damage when activated in the air, and with Peregrine Greaves, it is the only way for your shoulder charge to actually one-shot a Guardian in PvP. Provides a small benefit to the airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons. That I'm not so worried about, but you've got a shoulder charge, melee-based thing, and you got 64 in stats with 17 in resilience, 13 in recovery. Solid top split right there, can't really argue. 9 in discipline, and 20 in strength when something is based around mobility. Outside of it being like a 65 or a 66, basically a higher total, this is damn near a god roll for this exotic. All you could ask for is just a little higher stats total, but the distribution, the way it's set up, this is a great roll for Titans, so you may not even have one this good, so check. Definitely buy this if you don't have it. You may still want to buy this even if you have another one, because this roll is probably better. For the perks, we've got the Skull of Dire Ahamkara, provides additional damage resistance during Nova Bomb, basically the process of casting your Nova Bomb. Nova Bomb kills grant super energy, so you can get up to about 50% energy back if you kill enough enemies with your super. Now, 15 in recovery, good for Warlocks. Intellect, based around your super, that's at 14. Strength is probably a little high. I probably would prefer to see Discipline for Warlocks. Mobility at 9, feels a little wasted. Some resilience for PvE though. Never bad for damage mitigation. Again, this is probably more, if you don't own this as a Warlock, you probably should. That way when you experiment with things like Nova Bombs, you can test this out and see if you like it. 63 stat with decent recovery and intellect. Not a bad place to start. Definitely able to grind for one much better in some of these stat categories, less wasted stats. But I would say this is a good place for a lot of people to start with this exotic. So if you don't own it, or maybe don't have a great version, this is probably a decent upgrade or starting point for a lot of people. One a Warlock should own, but sadly I just wish it was better. As for your exotics, you've got a Hawkmoon with Snapshot Sights. It's okay, but I don't think Snapshot Sights is going to be the god roll for spending all of the currencies on. Kind of same with Dead Man's Tale. Killing Wind is a decent roll. You know, Small Bore's not bad. Fitted Stock's probably not the best. But again, Dead Man's Tale's not in the best spot, so if you are going to get it, you may as well get the god roll, even though it's kind of been a little bit nerfed right now. It just costs a lot of currencies to get either of these, so you do want like the perfect roll to get them, and I don't think either of these qualify. Alright, for your legendary weapons, we've got a Vulpicula with Encore, which is about to get a buff. I think it's actually going to feel decent. You've also got stability, and you've got Flared Magwell for some stability. Pair that with a Headstone. Not a bad Stasis hand cannon if you need one. It's a 180. Headstone. Encore's about to get a little bit better. Handling, it's a reasonable roll. So if you want a Stasis hand cannon, you don't have one. Hand cannons are about to be part of champions, so maybe you need one in that kinetic slot. Consider this one, might be reasonable. Farewell Sidearm with multi-kill clip, which is about to be better than kill clip, since kill clip's actually getting a little bit of a nerf. And Tunnel Vision, reloading after defeating a target, which pairs well with multi-kill clip because they both cause for reloads. So you'll get some better acquisition after that. You got accurized rounds for range, corkscrew rifling. This is a pretty solid roll with handling and range, and these two synergizing together. Not a bad Farewell Sidearm. Extraordinary Rendition with tap the trigger and surplus. Could be okay. I don't love surplus being as you need all your abilities fully charged, but if you do run around that way, this actually probably is going to feel pretty good depending on what perks you choose. It's going to be an okay gun, but again, this I would prefer to see a PvE roll, and there are much better rolls for that. So it's an okay PvP roll, but not great for PvE. Fractithist with Thresh. I don't think I need to say much more. Far Future with Thresh. Once again, skip it. Falling Guillotine with Energy Transfer alone, basically, Falling Guillotine with Energy Transfer is already not the god roll, so you can basically skip this no matter what else it has. Stars and Shadow actually has a couple bonus perks here for you to pick from. You've got Pulse Monitor, you've got Elemental Capacitor, a little bit of Grave Robber if you're messing around. You've got an okay setup here if you want a Solar Pulse Rifle and you don't have one. You could do worse, but again, it's only okay. This is about to get a little bit of a buff, so that won't be quite as bad, but generally okay Stars and Shadow. You just got a couple extra perks to pick from here. As for the Titan, for your armor, you've got the 7 Seraph Gauntlets, which makes sense since I think the 7 Seraph is going to be coming back hardcore with some Warmind stuff next season. 57, you can skip. A 65, I would be like, cool, high strength, high resilience, 12 wasted mobility, unfortunately. Not the worst 65 I've seen, but that mobility is just something that is all over all of the Titan armor. There's 13 of mobility, 14 of mobility. Why are we wasting so much on mobility for Titans? But it's a common thing lately, so what are you going to do? 65 is not bad, but again, if you're really going for a build, that's not the stats that I would like to see. Again, a 60, only okay, pretty high in intellect. 62 is not bad, but again, all of these are wasted mobility personally, so not anything that I would say is must buy. Well, I'm sorry, Warlocks. You got a 62 with decent recovery, but no resilience and high mobility. Okay. A 62 with no recovery. Sorry, that one just can't really work for a Warlock. You got a 58, you can just skip that one even though it does actually have the recovery for once, and then a 59 with no recovery and really high resilience. Yeah, all in all, Warlocks, sorry, nothing there for you. The Hunters, you've only got 2 decent ones. 62 with mobility and recovery, discipline, intellect, not a bad PvP roll if you're newer. 59, probably not worth it. A 63, again, more of a PvE roll here with very high resilience and recovery, high strength. Not a bad roll for some spikes in PvE, but again, for mobility, you are lacking, so your dodge won't be there for like most things a hunter would look for, so kind of a toss-up on the spikes there. 59 as well, and the Hunter you can skip. But this is the last week, so if you're prepping bounties, grinding out anything, turning in all of your engrams, whatever else you have left to do, that is it, because Tuesday, all that stuff will reset, so make sure you guys clean up your characters, get them all ready for the new season, make sure you got space to do all the things that you need to do, and other than that, thank you guys for a fun season, and we'll see what happens next season. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if I didn't shout out something I should have, or if you just want to say hello. If you want to find me on Twitter or Twitch, it is Ebontis, and right here, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.